I'm going to say the same thing this year. I don't think you can win a championship just out shooting people.
Last night, somebody needed to play just a little bit of defense, and they played none.
Kevin Durant's maybe the second best player in the league. On his specialty, he shoots 38%. You know what LeBron shoots when he's by the rim? 55%.
I definitely feel like it was a weak move on his part. I think it's the weakest move we've ever seen by a superstar in the NBA.
All right, let's talk about Zaza Pachulia. He's supposed to be a good passer. We know he's not the rim protector, but he's been out of sync with Steph early on in the season. You're going to see him miss 3 or 4 of these drive cuts, and you see the vision to Clay, but the pass wasn't executed right. What I do like about him is he's a much better free throw shooter than Andrew. So look at him, see the little man, mouse in the house. He goes right to the rim. Bogut would have passed that thing out. And then you see him run the floor, so he's a little more mobile on the perimeter in the pick and roll and just running down the floor. There he draws the foul. And you can tell this is something that they've worked on and practiced this play here because it's happened quite a few times here in the first 4 games. There's the execution. And he's built a rapport early with KD, the nifty pass between the legs. And I love this give and go play. Look at the reaction from KD. It's a bigger reaction than when he hits a 3 in someone's face. But let's talk about the rookie Kevon Looney. I was surprised he got in the game as early as he did or played this early in the season. We all know about his rebounding prowess. He's kind of a slower moving player. He plays at his own speed, but look at that. Time winding down, rookie makes the right play. He's just a natural basketball player. Not very explosive. Here's the pick and roll with Steph. He goes up strong, but barely above the rim. The real reason, though, that he's in the game is for rim protection. Long arms and a positional defender. I love this play. This shows about his mental. Look at him get roofed by Alex Len. The very next play down the floor, the rookie learns from his mistakes, jumps into the shot blocker, and gets himself a nice and one. P-Mac, our other rookie, I don't know if y'all saw it there. It doesn't look too severe. They say about 3 weeks maybe. You see Roz looking kind of thick there on the sideline. And JaVale McGee y'all finally got to play. I know the hardcore Warrior fans have been waiting for this. You know, the biggest athletic guy we have on the team. You see, we all know he can catch the lob, the rim roller, if you will. Finally got into that blowout in Portland. You can see, though, this is where his decision-making and I guess what you call it, ball security. Look at this guy looking like prime Brent Barry, kid out of Maryland. Ball security, and you know what I mean? We talk about IQ in a basketball player like Looney. He doesn't have that natural basketball IQ. But look at him hustle back down the court. That won't show up in the stat sheet, but he's protecting the rim. Ian Clark gets beat. Look at Shabazz Napier. He doesn't even think about shooting that because JaVale's in the game. There he is on the offensive glass, and just his presence, his size, giving Portland problems. So hopefully he can crack the rotation. Ian Clark had a coming out party, y'all. Look at this and one. Really got us back in the game. Look at the confidence to take Steph's shot on this next play. Kerr's kind of joking with Steph at the end of this.
Can you remember having a game like that?
In college. Only one time in college.
What game was this?
VCU, I think. It was a 10 for 10, I think. Something like that.
You couldn't miss tonight?
It felt, basket felt wide open for sure. But I mean, it was just all out of the flow of the offense. You know, they were all good shots. Nothing was forced. And, you know, happy to knock them down.
Iguodala was in mid-season flop form, but that's about the only thing that was in mid-season form. We all know he likes to rev himself up and pace himself, but he's been flat out awful. And he's missed a ton of layups. I don't know if that block from LeBron has traumatized him or what, but this dude is scary on the break. KD helps him out here. But let's talk about Draymond Green. He's been so emotional. Look at him trying to guard a guy maybe 30, 40 pounds on him in LaMarcus Aldridge. He's been over-emotional in my opinion. You're going to see him right here talking to himself, trying to fire himself up.
A little bit off of the outcome. I'm just curious about, can you continue to play and be that fiery figure out there on the court? See, you got to pick up a tech with just basically, I guess, yelling after a dunk. Does that affect your game and how you can able to approach the
No, next time I dunk, I'm going to yell again. I mean,
kind of universal. So I'm going to continue to be me, and whatever happens, happens. It's not really focus on mine not being me. I know how to be me way better than I know how to be anyone else. So I'll just continue to try to work on being me, which really don't take much work.
Look at this play after the whistle here. He was very emotional against Anthony Davis, who kind of sunned him here. Look at the block shot. And I know what he didn't like here at the end. There's respect between them, but Anthony gives him a little pat on the cheek. And it was just a tough matchup for anybody, really. But he really, got the better of him in that matchup. What's really been on, a noticeable thing is his shooting. He's not shooting as much, and that's a credit to him. He's not supposed to take these shots. His defense has been on point. Look at him force the jump ball. Patient, staying down. And he's playing heavier minutes than any of the big four, and he's playing a lot in the paint against much bigger men. There's another shot block. So I just hope that he can hold up throughout the season. That would be my concern. Look at the closeout there. Again, not in the box score, but that's a big play. But look at the shooting. When we talked about him not shooting enough or not shooting as much, he's all out of rhythm. When you take, 1 or 2 shots and a half, it's hard. He didn't know whether to shoot that or not. You can see his lack of confidence here. Passes that shot up. So that's one thing where we may see him shoot less or shoot a lower percentage. His passing's been on point though. He hasn't had that many turnovers. He's been looking for KD. He's got an early chemistry with KD, another dime there. And honestly, he's really running point. Clay, look at the footwork right there. Look at that. A guy with the best footwork coming off screens in the NBA is you can tell something's wrong. And look at the aggression. He's forcing things. But what I like seeing is he's showing some emotion. He's showing that he's pissed off and he's irritated. We all know Clay will be fine, so I'm not too worried about it, but it is interesting to see him, again, show anger. Steph was really awful in that San Antonio game. Patty Mills picks his pocket. Look at the effort defensively here. And then he gets the LeBron treatment on the breakaway. This was the worst shot maybe I've ever seen him take. Forcing that up. I know he thought he was going to get fouled, but I think he just wanted his. KD had kind of taken over there. This is where he got fired up. This little dude, Frazier, tried to bully him, kind of Patrick Beverly style. And be careful, you don't want to tug on Superman's cape. Because right after that play, he started popping on people. Kind of woke him up. You see him get the and one here and show a little bit of emotion. Same thing happened in Portland. He's pulling up from 30, but Dame got the better of him early, and it woke the sleeping giant. This is my favorite shot of the season so far. It's the equivalent of like a home run pose. Look at him stay there. It's like he hit it out the park, and now he's going to watch it go. The most impressive thing about KD to me, who has been the best Warrior, has been his defense. He's obviously been the best Warrior thus far through the first week of the season. Look at that closeout, the block, and then finishing on Davis chasing him down. But his length, his anticipation. We know Ron Adams was very excited to get him. We saw that video and when he arrived at the facilities. Look at him getting out, stealing it, and then getting to the free throw line, man. It's just been nice to see a Warrior. It's been so long since we've had a guy that gets to the line like this. This was right after Steph went crazy with his 23 and KD had been watching from the bench. And he wanted in on the action, man. He goes coast to coast after the block and one with the left hand. And this is another thing that he's been doing for us, bailing us out late in the shot clock. I think Steph and Clay need to concede the ball to KD late in the clock because he's just the most efficient scorer we have. Shakes Ed Davis in his eye. And then another thing I've noticed is he's been making some emotional plays, some big dunks and some momentum swinging plays and showing a lot more emotion than he has in the past. And I love it. Look at the stride, 1 step from the 3-point line. Little rip through. And it's just nice to score in a different fashion. We're not just a jump shooting team with KD. The floor's spread and he's getting dunks.
And also, as you guys battled back in the second quarter, Kevin Durant had 15 points. What's it like having that as an option in addition to all that you can already do?
I mean, it's all right.
All right, coming up, we got Thunder Warriors. I know the world will be watching. You know, Russell Westbrook and KD's first meeting. I expect technicals. I expect fireworks. I believe there's about 3 games on the schedule for next week. So hit the subscribe button and come back next week for another recap. All right, that's it, y'all. I'm out.